Yeah, yeah. Whole lot of money on the counter. For real. Hold up. I got a whole lot of money on the counter that the nigga been counting, but I almost lost count. For real. Whole lot of money on the counter, but I got a whole lot of money on the counter that the nigga been counting, but I almost lost count. For real. I got a whole lot of money on the counter that the nigga been counting, but I almost lost count. For real. Got a whole lot of money on the counter that the nigga been counting, but I got a whole lot of money on the counter that the nigga been counting, but I almost lost count. For real. Got a whole lot of money. Got a whole lot of money.
I don't want her, swear to God, and I don't need her. If the last nigga gave her up, how could I keep her? She bad, really thick as fuck, and she believes you. This cash, I can get a nut till I get even. I've been running up this check and all kind of shit. My bitch been really up some dog shit, but won't buy me shit. My young nigga slide with sticks, they on grimy shit. This gun really got a switch, this a 90 clip. Can I call you Mr. Flexxinn? I'm fine with that. He pressing cause she texting, but he begging for follow backs. If I can't chill and get the head, then don't call me back. I can never get a drop up to the bitch with her stalking ass. He dropped the wood, that's how I knew that I hit his bitch. I doubled back on two ratchet hoes and two different fists. How the hell you sucking that long and forget to spit? And Sally said he known to shoot the shot, he don't get assists. Brody busting down spreads on some prison shit. I made a name and fame off cutting hair in my penmanship. She always wanted in the car on some quickie shit. I just hit her project, bitch, damn I pray she don't give me shit. Long live your right, I swear to God that he had the hoes. And shop with Nick Blue if you looking for packs for low. Go get a kizzy from the night, he got strapped to blow. I just pulled a pretty bitch with no cut, I ain't bragging no. Yeah, she bad and got some ass, I ain't tapping though. But if she giving hedges like she said, I can't pass it though. Niggas said they get a little money, they capping though. Yeah, I made some shit up in my rap, I ain't strapless though. Damn, K.Fllexxinn, just stay flexing. Moncler with the purple babe shoes and the babe sweater. Any bitch I hate, you know they tired of K letter. She stared too many times, don't try to tell me I can't get her. With her fine Bessie, yeah damn she ain't with her. But if she came with her, y'all can leave, I'ma stay with her. Told her put some Zop in the sky on drink liquor. Don't you got my bitch in your close friends, but not take pictures. These niggas hard around they homies, they lame as fuck. I caught him with his bitch, he tried to act like he came to touch. My son flyer than these niggas and baby stuff. We been through them guns was all virgins, they ain't been bust. If you don't like me, you don't like me, don't make shit up. He did it for some follows and some hollows had ate him up. Mr. Bring the bands in all 20, so paying dubs. Told him put that weed out, he got baby lungs, nigga. Hey, K.Fllexxinn. Hey, Mr. Bangers.
What's the deal? What's the deal? Welcome to the Cash Out Podcast. I'm your host, K.Fllexxinn, and of course, we got my man DJ 808 on the ones and twos. And today, we got a very special guest in the building, y'all. We go by K.Fllexxinn. K.Fllexxinn, what's going on, homie?
What's the deal, man? What's the deal?
Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. You know what I'm saying? I said, you know what? I gotta holler at this young man, bro. You inspire me, man. You inspire me, man. You know what I'm saying? I said, I gotta see what's to him. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, I appreciate you popping in today, man. For those who don't know, man, give them a little history about yourself, who you are, where you come from.
Yeah, my name Caleb. My Instagram K.Fllexxinn, but I always tell people to call my actual name. Shit, I'm from LA. Born and raised, grew up here. Shit. Grew up in LA, everything cool. You know, got my mom, had my dad, mom and dad. They was both there in the same household. Had both of them though. Fuck my dad, he cool. That's my senior right there. I'm a junior. Shit. I always wanted to be a barber since a little kid, and I never knew where I was gonna be after high school, after I graduated and stuff like that. Had a little summer job, had a little warehouse job, and I'm like, I had met this dude that told me I should start trying to tat. He had came and tatted me. I had drilled my tattoo and stuff. He told me I should try. 2 days later, I was already at it. I'm like, fuck, I might as well start learning how to cut hair and shit too, right now. So
Yeah.
I'll start doing both. I started tatting August 9th, 2019, and then started from there. And that's how I made my name. Rapping is really like, I don't even want to, it was never even my dream to rap. I never thought about rapping. My little cousin and stuff, he was like, his brother was telling him, like, you know, you got to figure something out for you. It's either you're going to be over there with Caleb, learn how to cut hair, tattoo, or you're going to be making music. You're going to do something. He started rapping the next week.
Right.
So I was taking to the studio, paying for his time and stuff like that. And then I'm like, okay, you know, it's cool. Let's try it. Let's try to do it. So we was just making little songs and stuff, 2021, and just making it just to make it. I'm like, I don't even want to be no rapper. I just want a music video. do a couple music videos, and I'll be done after
No,
that. And then once,
hey,
like,
look, I
once
can. The thing is that's crazy, right? Is that the fact that you was able to cover all that in such a short, you know what I'm saying, introduction,
yeah,
right? Because that's one thing that inspired me about you is the fact that you have so many different hustles, right? So
mm-hmm.
like, you know, and then again, I would just want you to give a brief, you know, understanding of who you are. So, you know, we gonna go ahead and get into, because you was finna, look, I don't think I need the great questions for Flexxinn was finna give y'all the whole rundown. I don't think I gotta
Yeah,
ask you.
I get. That's what I'm like. When you said hit me up the interview, I'm like, I don't know what he want to talk to me about, but
Yeah,
shit,
no,
funny
man,
enough,
it's a
like,
lot. No, it's definitely a lot to talk to you about. You feel what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
So, you know, I want the people to get familiar with you. So, like, let's go step by step for a second. Like, you feel me? Because again, I got some questions for you, bro. So, off the dribble, what would you say inspired you to even just getting into music in general? Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, what made you want to make that decision?
uh, my little cousin for sure, the youngest nigga, he's still in high school. He for sure inspired me because hearing his brother tell him you need to start rapping or something, you need to do something with your life, and for him to start rapping the next week, and it already sounds like this nigga's been rapping, like it sounded so natural. I'm like, for you looking at your little cousin that's like 3-4 years younger than you, it's like, how do you? He was rapping about shit I didn't know. I'm like, how do you even know this? Like, me looking at his age, I'm like, how you even know this? So, like, when we'll make songs. It'll be like 16 bars each. So it'll be the hook, and then he'll say his 16, and after he'll write, like, he'll come to me like, oh, I just wrote this in class earlier. He'll pull up to me, play the beat, and rap it, and I'll just be stuck. Like, what am I gonna say to that? How am I gonna match that hard ass shit you gonna say? So I got better once I started getting more confident. I start and finding my sound because the hardest part was finding my sound. How my voice is, I'm monotone. I'm like, I don't want to try to rap like nobody else, but I gotta find my own sound. So, like, I'll listen to what he's saying. We'll kind of like feed off each other. Like his cadence, I'll rap off his cadence or something, and it'll make I start rapping a little bit faster. I was able to flow on beats a little bit more versus just saying little 4 bars at a time, or it would start becoming more natural. So I for sure tell him like, I don't want to be a rapper. This is your dream, but it's like, if it takes for me to be doing this with you and it pushed this far, like we start making the Instagram videos and posting because I'm like, we wasn't dropping music, we just had a lot of unreleased shit. So I'm like, somebody gonna want to hear it. We might be tired of hearing it, but somebody wants to hear it. So I'm like, if you can make a hard ass song, when you post your cover art and post you drop it, it ain't gonna get too much attention. But when you post that raw rapping video in the car and shit like that, they gonna like that because every video I seen, I'm like, it don't hit the same when you hear it as a song. But when you doing that, I'm like, and the Instagram start fucking with it more. It's like, okay. So we
Yeah,
just
no,
kept
that's a
dropping,
fact.
kept dropping it. I'm like,
And
I'm like,
the
I
thing
felt.
that look, and the thing that's crazy is that you say that about your cousin, right? I actually will say that same thing for you because I thoroughly listened to the music that y'all made, and I'm like, you even got a good cadence with rap. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would have thought that this was something, and you know what's crazy, because of your level of hustle, I was like, I bet you this is something that he's just doing like as for fun because
Yeah,
you're a
it's
true
literally fun.
artist. Yeah, yeah, the reason why I wanted to talk to you is because you're a true artist in this pure fashion. Because like music, tattooing, and even barber, those are all art things. You dig what I'm saying? So you're wrapped all the way around art in general. You
Mm-hmm.
dig what I'm saying? So it didn't shock me that you got into music, but I'm like, I wonder if this is something that like he's just doing, like, y'all young, this is a young man world. You feel what I'm saying? So, y'all just having fun with it and stuff like that. And y'all not see, I can see if like y'all was making bullshit videos, y'all
Mm-hmm.
actually got quality videos.
Yeah, and the thing is, I was telling the homie the other day, I'm like, I feel like you can do anything you have potential towards. So I'm like, the fact that I loved getting my hair, I wasn't one of those kids that didn't want his haircut. I loved getting my haircut as a kid. I loved sitting in the barbershop, watching everybody look different. So I'm like, anything you have potential and interest in, you can do. So I'm like, okay, anybody that you might not know how to cook, but you might love buying food that people make in the seasoning. So it's like when you start, you gonna know I want my food seasoned this way. You gonna know how you want it. So anything you're interested in, like I'm real big on music. Like the style of rap I make don't match the personality of the shit I listen to. Like I'm an old soul, so a lot of people see me. I listen to real old shit. I'm into 80s, 90s shit. Like, and I'm not one of those niggas that be like, oh yeah, I love old music, and then play some "This Is How We Do It" or something. Like I play that shit that people really know.
Right.
I play that shit like even though I'm looking around my room right now, I got records of shit, old records, vinyls and shit on the wall. Like I play shit that people really know, so that gives me an advantage in music too because it's like somebody I play a song, I'm like, do you even know where this came from? Do you even know where this sample came from? This not just this. That's what I'm like. I always wanted to get into engineering, making beats and shit like that too because I know so much music. I'm like, man, this nigga Big Sad finna take all the samples. He's sampling all the good shit.
On the real,
This
Big
nigga
Sad
Big.
definitely be putting
Nigga
I'm
do
talking
that.
about pressure.
He for
You know what
sure
I'm
the hottest in
saying?
LA right now. He for sure the hottest in LA right now.
I would definitely agree with you. So look, man, again, I want to get all the way around the board with them to let the people know that, again, an artist in his truest form. You feel what I'm saying? You picked up the tattoo gun. I would say around 2018. I could be wrong. You dig what I'm saying? But I'm trying to do my homework. And because I seen you with a post in like 2017. You didn't really like you had like an arm tat, like but then you popped out. You know what I'm saying? I said, well, he blasted down, like he got him up. You feel what I'm saying? So getting into the tattooing, man, like what made you want to pick up the tattoo gun? Because that's another skill that not anybody. I wouldn't, man. I listen. I let one dude tattoo me. I ain't gonna say his name, bro. I had to go to the hospital because he did it wrong.
Yeah. I used to draw and shit in school. Like I wasn't like one of them super realistic artists as niggas. I used to draw characters like with that like little characters that had tattoos and stuff on them because I always wanted to have tattoos. I always wanted a lot of tattoos. I knew I did because I always been into it. I used to draw characters and stuff, but I used to mainly draw people to haircut. I used to draw like characters like ball fades and have a clean ass design of ball fade, like use my thumb to make the fade and different stuff like that. I was into stuff like that. So when I was telling him that, and when the dude first tatted me, I was getting my little sister name, so her name to me, I had just drew it out and did it. And he was like, "You ever thought about tatting?" And people used to tell me about it, but I'm like, I never really thought about it. It's never ever something I thought I would have did because I always wanted to be a barber. But I'm like, I started doing that first, and I'm like, fuck it, I might as well learn how to cut hair from here. And I tell people all the time, like, knowing how to draw and tattooing is not the same thing.
It's
You
not the same thing. It's
speaking
definitely
on
not the
paper
same thing.
because every tattoo is like every day is still a new thing because every approach is like you can't cutting hair and tattooing is similar because you can't create the same approach. So just because I did this clean ass ball fade on this nigga right here doesn't mean I'm gonna use the same cutting techniques. Everybody's hair is different. Everybody's skin is different. So people go into stuff and it might look good right then. It might heal and be crazy. It might heal and be infected. It's way more you got to know. It's you dealing with blood. You dealing
It's
with
a lot
voltage.
more. I mean,
Like
because again, the dude that tattooed my arm, man, it was a basic ass tattoo. It was basically it's some music notes with like the waves going through the music notes. Very simple tattoo. I think that you
treble
would have
clef.
did in maybe 5-10 minutes, right? This dude took about an hour. When it healed up, man, it was turning. I had to go to the hospital.
Yeah, one thing about me, when I first started early in, I was tattooing a little bit quicker, but I started slowing down because I started seeing the results of field work. So when used to be in the shop and working in the shop, they're like, "Oh, okay, let me tattoo slow. You tattoo slow." I'm like, "You might have did this fast ass, hard ass tattoo, but who's gonna heal better?
Right.
Who's gonna come out better?" So I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm like, it's different. It's more you have to know than how to draw. You do not have to know how to draw to do tattoos. There's so much more you have to know than just drawing. Drawing is just the foundation of the design. It has nothing to do with this person's skin, how you clean it right, if you getting the needle into the epidermis and not the hypodermis. Like it's different stuff that comes with it than just tattooing. That's why I tell people when people want to learn how to tat and they're like, "Oh, can you show me how to tat?" I'll never charge nobody to teach them how to do something. Time is more important than the money for that because don't I'll tell people it's passion over profit. Don't do it because you see it work for me. Do it because it's for you. Because at the end of the day, you might think it's easy to have my own business, but I still have to get up and want to do it. I still have to get up and do all this stuff, go get all these supplies. It's not hard to do just because I'm making my schedule. Like I got to deal with all these people. Everybody ain't pleased. Everybody ain't pleasurable. Everybody, you know.
Right. And then you know what's crazy though, Flex, and I ain't gonna lie, man. I have a pretty good judgment of character, bro. And I felt that you were this extremely intellectual young man, and I'm blown away. This now I can hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
because a
like
lot
just
of
looking
people.
at your hustle, it's like your image don't match your personality.
I tell people all the time because I'm like, from the outside looking in, people look at me a certain way. They'll see somebody with tattoos or that wear hats and something and think they're a gang member just off that. And I'm like, I like that I get looked at like that because I want people to meet me and be wow, like, damn, this proper talking ass nigga with all these tattoos. I thought he was a whole different person. Because what I rap like and who I am is two
Two
different people.
different
Like, you know
people.
what I mean? That's why I'm like, I'm not one of those niggas because I know so many people and grew up with so many people. I'm not one of those people that's I've been Caleb all my life, and oh no, bro, you gotta call me K.Fllexxinn. Like when people be like K.Fllexxinn, I'm like, no, my name Caleb. Like I introduce myself from a man point of view because I'm not living out an Instagram image. Like I have all this following because I created them for myself tattooing, not because I'm trying to be hard, not because I'm doing shit for clout. Like I just be my natural self. That's what I be telling people. Like I just be natural me. A lot of people from the outside looking in, they gonna see a whole different image until they actually start talking to you. Like man, he's pretty smart. I didn't think he would know that. I know so
No,
much
that
that people wouldn't even think I would know.
And I admire that about you, man. You know what I mean? It's courageous because it's like for you to be such a young man and already have that standpoint about your real name, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just in my 30s, after 35 years old, actually, I'm 37 today. Just got comfortable with my real name. You dig what I'm saying? Because I do come from South Central LA as well, and you know
Yeah,
the gang culture and
we
stuff
we
like
already
that.
know how
So
we already know how it go, like how it
yeah,
be.
you know what I'm saying. So it's like
A lot of people. That's why I tell people. A lot of people is a little bit more particular. Like, nah, bro, I don't want you. You know, it's different politics and shit in it. But you know, me coming to somebody as this is who I am. Like, I don't want you to feel like because a lot of people will look at your Instagram status and depict that off you.
right,
So they'll think, oh, you want some Hollywood shit because of your following. They'll think this. I'm like, bro, I let people know I'm a regular person just like you. Like, oh, you rich? I'm not rich. If I'm rich, why am I tattooing all day, every day, 4 or 5 in the morning? Why? I'm trying to get it just like
right.
you. The rich people
Rich
relax.
people
I'm not
relax.
relaxed. I'm hustling all day.
Right, right. You still on your grizzy, man, and I will say that.
Yeah, I'm
So,
like,
what would you say was like the hardest part, like the absolute hardest part about learning how to be a tattooist?
mm, uh, so I'm like the hardest part. The hardest part, honestly, is this the way I used to think of it because everything I go into, I go thinking from another person's perspective. So the hardest part for me was finding my comfortability in it because I had clientele the moment I started. I was booming the moment I started, but I was trash as hell. But people were still coming to me. So the hardest parts I was going through was placements because what people don't understand, like when you're tattooing, certain placements is difficult than others. So I was struggling like the neck, and I knew it wasn't just me because I used to watch Ink Master. I used to watch these big name artists in the same spots they complained about was hard to tattoo on. I struggled with. So me first starting, bad equipment, not knowing what I'm doing, not having nobody hovering over me to tell me, it's like figuring shit out on your own. Like tat the neck was hard as hell, ribs, stomach was hard as hell. I used to struggle with the top of the shoulder, and it's like I used to be so scared to charge because my conscience was saying I was thinking in someone else's voice is like, I'm not paying that much for that. You trash ass nigga, and you can't even do this. Like something like
Right,
before I even like I have to think about how ignorant people really are. Like you know how people nitpick at shit people do, or I don't like how he did this because like even some people come to me and they get tatted and they're like, yeah, I didn't like how old boy did this. Like they'll show me some shit and the shit looked fine to me. I'm like, well, I look up to this artist, and if you don't like what he did, what are you here for? You know.
right,
So
right,
some
right.
people want you to throw shade at the artist with them and something like that. Or I'm not one of those people. Like I'm way more humble. I'm not one of those people that be like, you went to him. You're weird and something. You can't get to. I'm like, nah. Why would I hate on a nigga that's making money the same way as me?
No, that's
I'm
a
like,
fact, and
I'm like,
I
I'm
think
like,
that's very admirable about you because, we deal with a lot of envy in the world. We did with a lot of competitiveness, and and competition is good on a healthy form. Don't get me wrong, right? But you
hmm
having the understanding that, man, we can all eat. You dig what I'm saying? The
that's
people
what I'm
that
saying.
fuck with me,
Everybody
they
can
gonna
eat.
come fuck with me, right? You know what I'm saying? And they gonna fuck with you when they want to fuck with you. It's cool.
Yeah, that's why I say everybody eats. Like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
hate on you for doing the same shit as me because some of these same people I was looking up to, like, it's not even no shade. Like, certain people I was reaching out to when I first started trying to learn stuff, they wasn't giving me the time of day, but I respect it because I understand. Like, this little nigga probably just see it working for me and want to do it. Like, I can understand people not taking me serious, but some of those same people I passed up and I'm better than them. Ain't no shade. I still look up to them, but it's like,
No, it be
I
like
understand.
that. It definitely be like
It's
that
a
because
bunch
that's
of
like
people.
me getting into
Yeah.
graphic design, right? I used to pay for
hmm
graphics last year. I'm a now graphic designer, and I feel like I blew right past the people that I was paying. It be like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I understand because it's a bunch of people hit me up. I want to do this. I'm like, that's what I tell people. It's passion over profit. Don't do it because you think it's working for me. I said, I still have my hard days. I still have my slow days. This is all I do. I don't rob people. I don't scam. So it's like, if don't nobody want a tattoo or a haircut, I don't get paid. So I'm living off this. I have a child. I have an apartment. I have a high ass car. Now I have all these things to maintain off of my hustle, and I'm still humble about it. I don't tax niggas over the head or some. And the quality of my work, I could be charging way more for it. But the demographic and the inflation is like everybody's trying to get it. So I be more lenient on certain shit. I'm like, I know people trying to get it just like me. So realistically, the money they're trying to survive with, are they gonna spend their last on a tattoo? That's not even prioritizing.
Right,
Because
right,
nobody's
right,
investing
right.
in them. But if people want the shit bad enough and they fuck with you enough, they're gonna do it, regardless.
So, I want to ask you: have you ever caught yourself in a position, being a tattoo artist, and tattoos are now a very popular thing in society, right? And then us being from LA and stuff like that, and we coming from the culture we come from, or having the culture around us, right?
hmm
Have you caught yourself like when a person wants you to like whack out like another gang or having to do gang tattoos? Like, how do you deal with that as a? Because that's one thing I always told
um,
myself I would not want to do that, bro. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not doing that.
So it's crazy because the homie. we was talking about this literally 48 hours ago. We was just talking about this 2 days ago, and his homie on the phone from Fodies was like, "Yeah, K.Fllexxinn this. They be playing this shit, but they like K.Fllexxinn if he do whackouts." And I'm like, I remember before I was even tattooing, it was a dude from Inglewood NHP that do tattoos. He called himself like Picasso 700, and he was like, that's one thing he don't do is no whackouts. He said, and it was another girl I knew that do tattoos. She was like, I'll give you the gun and let you do it yourself. But it creates a whole nother politic because it's been an instinct like that to where niggas try to do some shit. And I live in the Hoover, so like a lot of people wasn't comfortable coming to get tatted where I'm at. And it's like they know I'm not there. No, I'm not on some setup shit, but it's like, they're not comfortable. But I even used to clash with some of the Hoovers, or like they used to say little shit like, "Oh, you got so and so over there." But I'm like, at the end of the day, this is business. I'm making my money. Whatever street politics y'all got, y'all take that in the streets. But I'm like, when you whacking shit out, it creates a whole nother politics. Like I'll put some shit on you, but I ain't whacking it now because
Yeah, whacking it out. That's what I'm saying.
that's
I'll put it on you. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? That's your, you know what I'm saying? But whacking it out because they do the reason why I asked that, right, as an artist, because even with graffiti, you know what I'm saying? Again, I'm an older seasoned guy, right? That did come from the gang, that do come from the gang culture, right? And I have witnessed back in the day where members would actually be mad at people for cleaning buildings. Like if they tagged on the
yeah.
wall.
I seen that before. I seen that
Yeah, and
before.
it's like, bro, y'all can't be mad at them, bro. Y'all know
Like
goddamn well them folks is doing
that's
their job.
ignorant though. Like that's so ignorant because it's like
Extremely ignorant,
people
yeah.
people separate real life from street shit. Like certain shit is just like you don't. It's just certain shit you don't do. Like you can't be mad at like realistically like artist as a job. Artist as an artist is doing his job. So it's niggas that tattoo that don't know about all the gang politics. They might do something not even know. It just put them in a position because of ignorance. Realistically, how are you gonna be mad that somebody did their job?
No,
But
that's a big fact.
at the end of the day, before you can be mad at the artist, you got to be mad at the person that has to wear it.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. So look, man, I see that, and congratulations on graduating from high school, man. Again, I always like to give young men their flowers, especially young black men, because they always trying to paint a bad picture about young black men in America. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
But I want to ask you, man, after getting out of high school, you said you worked a few jobs and stuff like that. And I'm just intrigued by like what made you want to go into entrepreneurship versus, taking a 9 to 5 route, which is no problem with the 9 to 5 route, but
Yeah,
just want to know like what made you go into entrepreneurship versus the 9 to 5 route.
this is what I always told people because I've been working since I was 16. When I was in school, because I'm tall, I'm 6'4", so a lot of people looked at me, oh, you play basketball? You play basketball? I play basketball for fun, but I never wanted to play and be on a team because I'm like, my mom don't got everything. We don't got everything. Somebody else needs to work, And me in general, just watching my mom hustle however she could, like, I was, I knew I was gonna hustle regardless, and I've always been a great worker. When I woke up on my 16th birthday, I was in a hotel room applying for jobs. I woke up applying for jobs instantly. The first job I ever applied for was Target. I looked for a job for 7 months, and me and my mom pulled up one day on King of Vermont at McDonald's. She asked was they hiring. Got a little paper application, filled it out. I was working there probably like 2 weeks later. Worked at McDonald's, worked at Subway, worked at Smart and Final, did vending at the Rams game, walking up and down the stairs with lemonade and peanuts. Uh, when I graduated, I was working at Summer Nightlights. So when Summer Nightlights was over, I'm like, man, what am I gonna do after this? This is just a summer job. Me and the homie worked at a warehouse I had just started tattooing a little bit before Summer Nights was over. And because it was over like late or middle August, I had just stopped tattooing. So me and the homie, we had got a warehouse job. We had went to Linwood, applied for a thing and start working probably like the next day. And I was in the little thing at the little warehouse thing unboxing, and I was in there with an OG, and he was like, "Yeah, it's one thing working 8 hours, but this 10 hours should be whooping you." So that's my first day. So I'm like, this feel cool to me. Like this feel cool. Don't feel too bad. It got to the last 2 hours. I'm like, I see what he's talking about. It's freezing. I'm like, how am I gonna balance? I'm like, cause we had to clock in at what, like, was it clock in at like 3 to 5? I don't know if it was 5 p.m. to 3 a.m. or 3 p.m. to 5 a.m. One or the other. I'm like, for me to have to do that, wake up, find time to tattoo and do that, I'm like, it's not gonna work. I got to the third day. We got on our second break. I told him, I said, after this next break, I'm leaving. I'm not gonna lie. He said,
He had
he
an
said,
epiphany like, nah, you know what, this ain't.
I
Yeah, I
said, I
tried it.
said, yeah, I said, this ain't gonna work. I said, I'm leaving. He was like, he was like, I need this job, blood. I don't do tattoos in here and cut hair. We left. We had I went to my break. I told you he when it was break too, he quit right with me, and I'm like, yeah, it wasn't gonna work. So I always knew I was a good worker, but I always knew like I always wanted to work for myself.
No,
There's
and I
two
think
things.
I think that's a brave thing to do because entrepreneurship isn't easy. It's not for everybody. You dig what I'm saying? But the fact that you picked up the skills that you picked up, it was perfect. That was what intrigued. It was like it wasn't one thing that I wanted to talk to you about. It was I want to know this kid's story. You dig what I'm saying? Because again, you inspired me, and I'm twice your age. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like I definitely wanted to know, your story, and let other people know your story as well. You feel what I'm saying? So like being in these businesses, right? I'm sure, looking at your posts and stuff like that, the research that I did, you was a very popular kid in school. I'm sure everybody fuck with you. You know what I mean? So it wasn't hard building a clientele once you actually went into business, or was it?
No, it wasn't hard because so many people wanted me. They knew I draw and stuff, but so many people wanted me to tattoo. So the thought of me starting something or them saying it, I was terrible. I was trash. Like my work was terrible, and they still wanted to. Like people were still trying to find ways just to be like support. Like so I can say I always had support from the moment I started. My main supporter was my mom. My mom, I didn't tattoo her over 30 plus. She on here too. My mom, I didn't tattoo her over 30 times. Like she has some of my good work. She has some of my worst work. Like she really supported from the start. Like from the start of it happened, I stayed going every day. I was going to the supply store, always getting something new, always investing myself, always my garage. I had built it from ground up for it just being a regular garage that we had old stuff in the house to transform it into my workspace, my business. So every day I always wanted to, because one thing I always wanted to do before I even thought about cutting hair, or anything, I always wanted to be either a barber or an archaeologist. I always been an archaeology, people digging up fossils and remains. I'm still into shit like that. Like I always been into
Right.
geographical shit, and landmarks. I always been into stuff like that. But I'm like, realistically, I knew I didn't want to go to college because I'm like, usually if you're in a classroom, you raise your hand in a class full of people, like who wants to go to college? Everybody gonna raise their hand. But I'm like, I'm not going to school. I'm like, for me to be in school from kindergarten to 12th grade, I'm like, I feel like I earned further in my education. Like you do all this school just for you to have to pay for further education to get a degree. And I feel like it's like the lottery, because you can qualify for a job and not get the job. You can have a degree and go to school for all those years and not get your career. So
No, that's a big fact. That's a big fact. And I just
I'm
want to
like,
give a big shout out to Mom Dukes for being a canvas and the supporter for you, because having your parents' support is very
for sure.
important in this world. You dig what I'm saying? So appreciate you, moms, for that. You know what I'm saying? Because you say she got some of your good work, got some of
Hmm.
I ain't gonna say bad work. I'm gonna say your
Yeah, no, it's
beginner
bad
work.
work. It's bad work. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. Like people sugarcoat, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it being terrible. Like it's
Right,
terrible.
right. No, but listen, I
But
just, you had to start somewhere.
yeah,
It's
it
just
takes.
that's the rule of
I
life.
tell everybody, like I don't throw. It takes for people to be in a position of doing something to understand that. And I realized, like when I start cutting hair, I'm like, man, I can't be mad at my barber no more when he's not answering. Like, what is he doing? He don't want no money. I'm like, he has a life. He has kids. He has stuff he has to do. So now that I have all this stuff to do and I have a child and I have to maneuver, I'm like, people have a real life responsibility. So a lot of people are objectified because they're in a service. I'm like, people go through shit. They have real life. So it's sometimes people be texting me, oh, he doesn't reply and this and that. I'm like, people don't understand. Like,
They
I'm
don't
like,
understand you need a clone.
I'm
You know what
like,
I'm saying?
I'm
Like
like, I
we
do.
need clones when we entrepreneurs. We can't be everywhere. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
I'm
you
like,
gotta have
I
patience.
tell
Yeah, I
people, I'm
dig it.
like, look at all the people that follow me. Think about how many people text me, and think about how many people text me and be bullshitting.
Right.
Like some people will do all this and do all this. I get everything ready, and just to get flaked on. I can't even count how many times I've been flaked on.
Yeah.
I can't. Like people play with your time, but it's like I take my time serious. So it's like I would like to be way more organized. I don't run everything. Like I don't try to be the hood artist and have 50 people waiting to get tattoos. I like to structure everything I'm doing. I like to have my design already ready to make my life easier. Like everybody has their own way of operating, but I operate how I operate. Like
Right, right,
everybody
right.
has their
So
own way
look,
to do stuff too.
I want them to know again more about you. You know what I'm saying? Again, congratulations on graduating and stuff like that. I love your personality and stuff. How you and your mans, y'all was dancing after you got your diploma. You know what I'm saying? I could just imagine. I said, that's what I'm like, bro.
That's the happiest day
Definitely
of my
got to
life.
talk. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Because again, man, you putting on for the culture. You dig what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And I seen you had that shit on that prom. You put that shit on. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes y'all young men, bro, like y'all make me want to redo this shit. I don't regret my life, but I'll be
Yeah,
like, damn, see,
I don't
that's
even
what I'm
think the
talking
same.
about. Like that's player.
Because I always tell I was telling the homie the other day, because the homie JD3 he real popular on Instagram. He got like 100K followers. He like real funny and stuff. And I'm like people will look at your Instagram status and not even know. Like I'm like, it's always gonna be that person that sees something in you that you don't see. Even if you see it in yourself, a person has a stronger vision from their perspective. So it's like every day I walk around still trying to figure my life out. Every day, I'm not even gonna lie, I live in fear, just live in LA and all the stuff that goes on. I always tell people I had a kid young because I thought my lifespan was short. For just the simple fact it's inevitable. Anything can happen. I lost my best friend 2 years ago, and he was one of the chillest people that's just like me. It's like, man, what are the odds that something like that was to happen to you, the most out the way person ever? So I always tell people like it's always that person that sees something in you that you don't see. It's always something. But I'm like, I keep being who I am. I'm like, because I look at myself as a regular person. Like it was somebody that said something and thought because of my Instagram status something can't happen to me in real life. I'm like, this is real life. Like life ain't gonna stop because I'm just this popular nigga that do tattoos. Because at the end of the day, from the outside looking in, at another perspective, it's like, what do that mean? I'm like,
No, that's a big
Nipsey
fact.
got killed on in his shit just because
In his own
yeah.
hood,
I'm like,
by his
what
own
makes me
people.
somebody? So it's like it's inevitable. Anything can happen any day. So it's like I just try to soak in as much knowledge as possible, give as much knowledge as possible, and realize like as I'm getting older, I realize why everything makes sense the way it is. I'm starting to realize shit for what it is. I'm starting to realize who's really supposed to be around for a reason in the season. Like as I'm getting older, it's making me wiser. So it's like the fact that I always stay humble is gonna always bring me opportunities because
Right,
like
right.
even though like this is a regular talk I would be having with the homies on the regular. We talk about regular shit like this, so it's like I'm not even looking at it as like, damn, he wants to interview me. It's like this is me just saying me,
I
because
mean,
I can
but
see
you
it
have,
all.
yeah, but you have a story. You feel what I'm saying? Again,
Yeah,
I don't just spontaneously pick people. I'm just, you're like, you know
exactly.
what? This kid's story right here, I think he need to tell the world his story because I can see his story just from looking at your social media handle. You dig what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
again, if I was able to be as an older man inspired by what I'm seeing you do as a young man just through Instagram, right? Is I'm sure I knew it was more to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I'm not
Hmm.
gonna get that unless I bring him to the show, talk to him, and see what's going on. So like I want to dive deeper into, like you said, you know what I'm saying, your entrepreneurship. You got into being a barber. I'm seeing the hustle, man. It's just courageous that you're doing that. It's very admirable. You know what I'm saying? I see you built the name of your shop or inside. I don't know if it's the full handle of the shop, but called the One Stop Shop. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I always kind of wanted to build like that one stop. Well, I did build. I ain't gonna say I did. I wanted to. I built it, but in music, right? Where it was
Hmm.
the photography, where it was the videography, where it was the music. You know what I'm saying? Like my house was the one stop shop. You need
Exactly.
merchandise. You feel me? Like everything. And even tattoos though. I had hired one of my mans to come up in there and do tattoos up in the studio. You feel what I'm saying? So when people come through, it is just, they like, oh, you do tattoos? Oh, hell yeah, you can get them right there on the spot. You know what I mean? So the fact that
Exactly.
you even took that approach, I'm like, yeah, man, this kid right here is definitely, you know what I'm saying, intriguing. You dig what I'm saying? Um, so again, becoming a barber and stuff like that, building the one-stop shop, like, do you have it up to par to where you want it, or do you feel like, you know what, this is my beginning point and then it's gonna be greater later?
Every day I learn something new. Every day I'm real big on having stuff up like on the wall, just having stuff that represents me. Like anywhere that's my space that people walk into, they're gonna know like I'm there. They're gonna always. I want always people to be looking around, just having. So I always, every year, every other month, I'm always changing something different in the garage. I'm always adding something new. If I can show you from where it started, from what it first looked like, old stuff in there, old clothes and stuff out the house, versus it being this chair and the chair for this and the mirror. Like I always upgrade anything I have as I go. I've did the working in the shop before. I've did everything, so it's like I'm always keeping myself up higher, keeping up with something because my environment is how I get creative. So if you walk around every day, like even when I was younger, my mom used to be in the living room. She'll change the living room around every time we come from school. It looked different. I'm
My
like,
mama
yo,
used to do that. Hey,
I
look, come
swear
on, be
to God,
confused. Like, bro, did I just walk in somebody else's house,
I
bro?
swear to God, it will be one day the couches is right next to each other like an L shape. The next day the couches is behind each other like we're at the movie. The next day I'm like, every time she'll go in the living room, and she holding her hips and looking around, she's finna change something. She got the surround sound on. She got the can with surround sound. House smell like fabuloso. That's how I know she cleaned up. We can't mess up. That's how I just know.
It's finna go there. Mom Duke's finna get in her mode, man. That's
So I'm like,
crazy.
so I
No,
get
that's
that
what's
from
up.
her. I get that from her too. Like I'm always changing some around. I always like decor. I'm not like a lot of niggas just be more on some real basic shit. I like shit up. I'm into different shit like that. As I get older, it makes me way more into it. Like it still shocks me to this day how I'll be like riding around grocery shopping and making trips for stuff for the house. Like it's
it's all new to me.
Right. So look, I want to get back into your music a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Is Nick, or I think it's Nick Blewett, right? I don't know if is that your cousin, the one that you said inspired you to get into music? Okay, it makes sense. It makes sense because y'all definitely like 50 and The Game when they did Hate It or Love It. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, I like they duo they got going on and stuff like that. And you know, you Black don't crack, so I couldn't just tell he was much younger than you. Y'all both young men, but that's dope as hell because I seen y'all dropped another song called Out of Pocket. And again, man, I mean, as an older cat, you know, sometimes the older cats be like, man, I ain't listen to that young ass nigga music. You know what I'm saying? But I actually enjoy the creativity that y'all come with as young men, and I enjoy the seriousness. It don't sound like y'all playing to me. You feel what I'm saying? Just that the fact that you are so multi-talented, I was like, I wonder. Like, I wonder. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, the fact that he is very skilled in all these levels of artistry, I'm like, one of these is gonna be his favorite versus his least. So I'm gonna find that out later. You know what I mean? But look, what I want to do is I want to get into some more of this K.Fllexxinn music so y'all can hear the talent that I'm actually talking about, and then we're gonna get right back with y'all. So make sure y'all stay tuned, man. DJ 808, let's get it, bro.
We'll be right back.
K.Fllexxinn.
Hey, turn that
Bitch
shit
beat me
up.
back from the dead, I had to get up. Told her baby suck it, sloppy, she do the hiccup. Little baby said she nasty to swallow, you better not spit up. Won't even check the tag on the drink, it matched to get up.
She ain't sucking dick while I'm driving and getting picked up. My bitch, she starts to blick when we riding. She pulled a skid once. Keep a fitted cap and some commas, but I won't spend none. Told Cuzzo hit that bitch with a condom, you better not slip up.
Hey, but I told Kate, then we gotta chill, we moving ignorant. I told her ass some dumb, she still call like you ain't get it. 2 P's, I wrote it up, ain't even zip it. If these niggas stood on everything, they say they be some bitches. I dropped another body for the summer, left them missing. Bro ain't even have to bust a bitch to see a witness. Think my heart cracked when I heard my nigga sentence. K just told me, brody, chill, I forgot to charge it to it.
Hey, Mr. Flexin' since he young and had the bitches. Wasn't hitting homegirls, was hitting sisters. And they still don't know about it, not to mention how these bitches say they want me, but was on my nigga. And I been sweating bitches out the pocket. Ben had that bitch in videos inside the pocket. Ben riding foreigns, pulling bitches at the slots. And Ben had a bitch from Campanella posted up in Compton.
Hey, but I been had it back before the joints.
Ben had a blower, 36 and hollow points.
Ben had the gas, Ben running up them thorns.
Ben had some 304s, was giving trap without a choice. Hey, bitch the demon back from the dead, I had to sit up. Tell her baby suck it, get sloppy, she do the hiccup. Little baby said she nasty, then swallow, you better not spit up. Won't even check the tag on the drink, get
Hey,
to get up.
she ain't sucking dick while I'm driving, ain't getting picked up. My bitch stashed the blick while we riding, she pulled a skid once. Keep a fitted cap and some condoms, but I won't spin none. Till Cuzzo hit that bitch with a condom, you better not slip up.
Hey, welcome back to the Cash Out Podcast.
Get it.
What's the deal? What's the deal? Welcome back to the Cash Out Podcast. Again, I'm your host, K.Fllexxinn, and we got my man DJ 808 on the ones and twos for sure. But once again, y'all, man, we got my dog K.Fllexxinn in the building. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I feel different today about this one right here, man. For you to say you just having fun with it, bro, I don't know, bro. It's a lot of niggas that's trying to make a career out of it and they not good. You know, but I'm like sitting over here just like, oh, this shit slide. Like,
The crazy
you know what I'm saying?
I was gonna tell you when you said play some more, I'm like, you need to play that back from the dead
Man,
shit.
y'all was sliding on that joint.
It's crazy how iconic, how that like I know the song isn't as big as it is, but it is just local, just from the people because it's so funny how the story like I always wanted the opportunity to be on like you know how it'd be like Genius with the yellow background and they
Right.
or explain like how they made a song. So that song is crazy because when we was making the tape, we was making the whole tape, and that song was the last song of the tape we made because it was the other songs we were supposed to put on there. We ended up not putting on there. So he was like, "We need an ass shaker. You need an ass shaker." And we was gonna try to find like a big name feature for the song or like a local poppin' artist like to feature. But I'm like, when we was looking for people, I'm like, we don't have to. I'm like, we can just do some creative shit on our own. We don't need nobody else. Like, I really only make music with him. It's not like I'm like I got a couple songs with a couple people I know, but like I don't be too far in the rap scene where I'm really trying to reach out to big name people. Like I like to let my shit be creative and be its own. So we was making that song and we was we all lived down the street from each other. So he lived down the street. He coming. He smoking in the car. So he had it on. It wasn't that beat. It was on a different beat, and we didn't have nothing but the name for the song Back from the Dead, and I already had a dude making a cover art, and he needed the songs for a track list. He had to make the track list. So when he made the song and put it on the track list, it wasn't even done yet. It wasn't even a song yet. It was just the name. So I'm like, now we have to make something with this because he already created the track list. So boom, he make the track list or whatever. So all he had, it was on a Y&J type beat. It was like, bitch demon back from the dead. I had to sit up, tell her baby suck.
That bar right, look, you was in my mind because I'm like, that was a
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
bar.
yeah. That's what he remember. That's what he started off with. He had the hook first. He started off the song. He came up with the back from the dead. So it was like, bitch demon back from the dead. I had to sit up, tell her baby suck it, get sloppy. She do the hiccup. Little baby said she nasty to swallow. You better not spit up. Won't even check the tag on the drink and mess to get up. He rapped that to me, and he had it on a Y&J beat. And I heard it. I'm like, okay, okay. I'm like,
Gotta slide on that
I'm
up.
like, I'm like, it just don't sound. I'm like, it don't sound ass shaker enough though. Like the beat, he had it on a different beat. So I started looking up ASM type beats. I'm like, that's one of the most popular artists, ASM. So I look up some ASM type beats. I find that beat. So boom, I find the beat. So I'm listening to it. So I have him rap shit on it. He like, all right, cool. So boom. Now this is what I said. When he'll say some shit, I'm like, fuck, what am I finna say to that? But I always keep it in the same cadence, but I'm saying something different. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, damn, what am I saying? I'm like, if she ain't sucking dick while I'm driving and getting picked up. I kept repeating that part of her. And I'm like, fuck, what can I say after that I haven't said on these other songs? Because if you listen to the whole tape, I'm talking about a lot of the same shit in different formats. And I'm telling actual real stories about certain females, certain shit I say in the song. I'm telling shit. So we was saying on this song, we wasn't going to do too much rapping. Because there's certain songs we were trying to out-rap each other. Like on Final Battle, we kind of out-rap each other. Let me tell you, when we made Let Me Tell You, that's one of the most viral Instagram videos in the car that people was fucking with. And we're just saying like, oh, let me tell you, I've been fucking on this bitch. Well, we just trying to get creative as possible on some T Grizzly Skilla
Right,
Baby
right,
shit.
right. Right, right,
So,
right.
so boom. I'm like, she ain't sucking dick on, I'm driving and getting picked up. My bitch, she starts to blick while we riding. I kept saying, my bitch, she starts to blick while we riding. I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, her crazy ass. I'm like, she put a skit once. I'm like, okay. I kept saying, keep her. I was trying to keep the same cadence. I'm like, keep it. I'm like, fuck, what do I keep? I'm like, fuck it, keep a fitted cap. I just stopped wearing hats and shit because I started growing my hair. I'm like, keep a fitted cap and some commas. I'm like, keep a fitted cap and some commas, and I'm cheap as hell. So I'm like, but I won't spend none. So I'm like, I'm really cheap. Anybody that knows me, they call me Jimmy before they let me spit because I'm really cheap as hell. I'm really cheap as hell. So I'm like, keep a fitted cap and some commas, but I won't spend none until Cuzzo hit that bitch with a condom. I'm like, you better not slip up. So it was this girl at the time. Fuck. It was this girl at the time he was talking to. And we was already telling him, like, I don't know, you better watch out for her. I know she be kind of, she be getting around. So I'm telling him, and my cousin Young, he don't be fucking too much, but I'm telling him, like, all right, nigga, you better strap up. Don't be in there deep diving. So, so I'm like, all right. I'm like, I have the verse. I go back around the corner where he was at the car. I'm like, she ain't sucking dick while I'm driving and getting picked up. My bitch, she starts some dick while we riding. She put her skin once. Keep it for the cap and some comments, but I won't spend it until Cuzzo hit that bitch with a condom when I slip up. And I looked at him when I said the last part. I looked at him. He was like, okay, Flexxinn. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And the crazy thing is, my little cousin, he raps better than me. So when he say some shit is cold, it's like validation. Like, okay, I said some
Had
shit.
to say some shit
So
when he
he said,
respond, huh?
because he always say some crazy ass shit. But I start trying to get more and more realistic with the songs when I start saying shit. Because I'm like, when I first start rapping, like everybody puts some cap in their rap. I don't care what they say. But I told people, I'm like, you got to say some shit that they might think is fake from how it sounds versus what some shit really is. I'm like, if you know, you know. So I got certain songs like, if you know, you know. Like if I tell you, you
Right,
know.
right, right.
Sometimes if I don't tell you what it means, it can sound like I'm saying anything. Because when I listen to my music from another person's perspective, I'm like, they probably think I'm just saying this, but some of this shit really didn't happen. So boom. So we used to scrap note a lot. Scrap noting is when, okay, we might have a song and can't think of nothing, got writer's block. So we go to some old shit we was writing on another beat and put it on there. So his verse was a whole scrap note for a whole different song we were supposed to do like a year ago. So after my part, so he like, hey, and I told Kay, dumb, you gotta chill, you moving ignorant. I told her that's some dumb, she still called, but you ain't get it. 2 P's, I rolled it up, ain't even zip it. If these niggas stood on everything, they said it'd be some midgets. I drop another body for the summer and left him missing. Bro ain't even have to bust a bitch to see a witness. Think my heart cracked when I heard my nigga sentence. K just told me, Brody, chill, I forgot your turd chin. Hey, so now the beat slows down. The bass comes out of the beat. Now it's back to my part. So the beat's quieter. So it don't got that dong, 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 dong. So that's not in there anymore. All that shit goes out. So this is, and when I rap, I struggle when I rap because in the booth, like it be take me 30, 40 takes sometimes on the line. Cause I talk fast sometimes, I talk low, and I slur a lot. So if some shit ain't right, I'ma hear it. So I'ma keep doing
Right,
it.
right, right.
So remember the song, he said we wasn't supposed to be doing too much rapping. We were supposed to be on some chill, just making an ass shaker type shit. So the beat slow down. I'm like, fuck, what am I finna say? I don't want to rap. So I'm like, K.Fllexxinn since a youngin' had the bitches. The shit sounded so boring to me. I'm like, bro, this shit sounds so corny. But I really have been having these hoes. I really have been having these hoes. I'm like, this shit sounds so corny to me. I kept saying it. I was in the car on the side of the house in the car. I just kept saying it. I'm like, wasn't hitting home girls, was hitting sisters. Now I start thinking about an actual story that happened, like around that time. I'm like, okay. I kept saying it. It sounded so corny. I'm like, fuck. They're gonna be like, this nigga's corny as hell. So I'm like, and they still don't know about it. Not to mention how these bitches say they want me. I stopped right there. I'm like, how these bitches say they want me, but was on my nigga. And I was finna say the homie name.
Had to,
But
yeah, I mean, like, wait,
he
yo.
was in a relationship. We was all in relationships. I'm like, fuck. They're all listening to my music. They all sit here and listen to the music when we're writing it. They see all the shit before it's even out. I'm like, I don't want to get him caught up. I'm like, how these bitches say they want me, but was on my nigga, and I'm like, I'm gonna do the shh. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be hard if I do the shh.
Right, right.
I'm like, if I do the shh, they ain't gonna know. So I'm like, so well, after I said that, I'm like, the beat come back in after that. So I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna say? That's like a hook on the beat, mm, and So I'm like, what can I say? So I'm like, and I been. That's what I'm like, I'm gonna go with Ben. I'm like, and I been. I'm like, and I've been sweating bitches out the pocket. I'm like, I've been doing that. I'm like, I ain't never been no thirsty nigga, gimme type shit. But it's so many people that's been around me that will. That's what I'm like.
Right,
And
right,
I've
right,
been
right.
sweating bitches out the pocket. When I said been sweating bitches out the pocket, the first thing that came up is when we made Out of Pocket, the song.
Right,
When we
right, right,
wrote it,
right.
the first thing that came to my mind was Out of Pocket. So when I said that, the homegirl Triana, she be throwing ass and shit all over Instagram. She was in Blueface video when he had the pregnant girls in video. She was in Blueface
Okay.
video. So I'm like, she was in Blueface video. I've been had her in my video. I ain't nobody, but Blueface is like, that's what I'm like, and I've been sweating bitches out the pocket. I'm like, Ben had that bitch in videos inside the pocket. I'm like, oh, that shit
Yeah, I'm
hard.
telling
I'm
y'all
saying, oh yeah.
was like, when
I
I
said,
say
oh, that
y'all
shit hard.
slid,
When
y'all
when I
slid.
said that, I said, oh yeah,
That
this
was
nigga gonna
it.
fuck with this. He gonna be
Mm-hmm.
jealous. Cause sometimes he like, all right. So he's like, okay, you got that one. Like we have songs. I'm like, all right, I give you the song. You got that one. All right, you got that one on Final Battle. Okay, you got that verse on this. So I'm like, and I been sweating bitches out the pocket. Ben had that bitch in videos out the pocket. I'm like, Ben writing Forrest. I'm like, Ben writing Forrest. When his brother was out in 2019 before he went to jail, he had ran a Bentley for his music video, and we put up. He let me drive because my first car, it was a Ford Taurus 2006. It's still parked on the side of my house, but I called it the Bentley. So I'm like, when I actually drove a Bentley, I'm like, oh yeah, they can't tell me shit. I'm in a real Bentley now because niggas used to be like, you ain't got no Bentley. I pulled up to the Slauson in the Bentley. I'm like, Ben riding Forrest pulling bitches at the Slauson. I'm like, Ben had a. And then after that, my fourth bar, I always try to change my cadence up a little bit or speed it up. I'm like, Ben had a bitch from. Ben had a bitch from like, look, I'm like, who could I bring up? I'm like, fuck. I'm like, Ben had a bitch from Camp Another posted up in comments. When she ever hears, she
I
know.
like that board too. Hey, listen, I was catching all. I said, "Ooh, he
So,
talking that slick
so,
talk."
so after that, it was supposed to go back into the hook. It was supposed to be "Bitch from even back from the dead." So when I rapped that part to him, he said, "Nah, now I want to add a bin." Now he wanted to start singing. He was like, okay, flexing, that's hard." So he like, and I been had it back for the joints, and I'm like, I been had a blur 30 sticks of hollow points. So and then he like, what rhyme with doinks? What rhyme with doinks? Uh, he said, what rhyme was joints or something? And I said, like, doinks. He like, Ben had the gas, Ben rolling them doinks, because he the weed man. He like, Ben had the gas, Ben rolling them doinks. I'm like, Ben had some 304s giving trap without a choice. Hey, and then the hook come back in.
Come
But he
back in,
wanted,
right?
but he wanted to say something that sounded like the hook, same cadence, but like different words and like switch it up. Like if he said the same thing, just rhyme something else different, same cadence. But I'm like, instead of that, how about I say what you said and you say what I said? He said, nigga, you
Come
lying.
on
Boom.
now, true
Boom. Then
artist
I
at
say
his
his part.
finest. You hear me?
I'm like, bitch, demon back from the dead. I had to sit up. Tell the baby suck and get sloppy. She do the hiccup. The baby says she nasty to swallow. You better not spit up. Won't even check the tag on the drink and mess to get up. And then he said my part. He was struggling at first because he was like, Flexing, you be saying tongue twisters. I be saying shit that I twist my tongue, knowing I be slurring. Knowing I slur and it be hard. But that song is so crazy because that's one of the fastest songs we made. It was the most last minute song on the tape. And that was one of the most clearest songs we ever recorded. When we made the
Yeah,
shit,
y'all
it was like a two
slid.
take. It was
Yeah,
a two
y'all
take.
slid.
I be at least get to 20 takes. I never get a two take that quick. it was the most clear song. It was the most right, and it was the one everybody was fucking with the most. And I'm like, just imagine if we didn't have this last song on the tape, if we didn't change the beat, if we didn't. I'm like, and that's the one everybody fuck with the most on the tape. That's why I'm like,
Yeah,
because
because
one day
that's
we
the one
dropping.
that I was actually talking about. Remember, I was telling you that 50 Cent game thing. This is the song that I was talking about. Like
Yeah,
that back and
that
forth,
shit was
y'all did it so superb. It was like natural. Y'all
because
flowed with each other.
it's like you can tell that I only make music with him because it's like we already know how we rap. So it's like when
Right.
he raps something, I can create his cadence, use his cadence, but I still his flow, use his cadence, and say my own shit because like if you listen to the old, like out of pocket, all that, that's the older music from like when I was before I even got comfortable. You can hear the difference in my voice. If you listen to out of pocket versus even now. Like I wasn't playing my shit in front of people. I wasn't rapping my shit to people. I didn't have the confidence I had now. Once I realized I started talking some shit and then start saying some shit that happened and knew how to format it into a rap, I'm like, oh yeah,
It
it's hot.
became a problem. It became a
It's a
problem.
rap.
So look, I want to ask you this, man. Being the true artist that you are, right? Because like I said before the break, I wanted to know this. You know what I'm saying? Being the true artist that you are, like, which is your least favorite to do, cutting, tatting, or rapping? Because again, you're extremely skilled in all three areas. But like, which is your least favorite to do?
Um,
Because
fuck.
I see you having fun with this rapping shit. Yes, it.
It's fun. Don't get me wrong. Honestly, I haven't wrote nothing in like I literally just wrote something and finished writing something like a couple of days ago. But before that, I hadn't wrote nothing in months because my life started getting harder. I was really focused on trying to move and like certain stuff stopped. Real life started happening. So I had made a song like all this stuff was happening. All this stuff was happening at the house. Getting to it with my brother. Getting into it with my girlfriend at the time. Getting to it with all these people. I'm like the song I had made before I had stopped recording so much. I'm like it was a song like there's not too many songs that I have where I'm actually talking about some real life shit and not just talking about oh hoes this hoes that like where I'm actually talking about real life shit that's happening to me because a lot of people have a I'm not on a rod wave sad shit like a lot of people have a problem telling what they went through but they force it like yes everybody struggle yes our mom had section 8 EBT some niggas throw too much of that in the music and it takes off the fact that it's music. You're just trauma dumping. So I was trying to format how to say all the shit I was going through and make it smooth. And I have made it's not out yet, but we dropping a new tape. It's literally uploading on this distro kit right now. So you're gonna have to check that out. Call it the rough draft. It's literally because at first we was gonna call it like final round draft pick, like on some like y'all been sleeping on this type shit. But all the shit that's been going on and all the shit we ain't been able to do with the music that we was doing at first, it's like fuck it, the rough draft. We gonna drop what we got out. That's the most decent, and we gonna fuck with it because we hadn't dropped shit. But I'm like, I say rapping right now is the least. Rapping right now is the least.
Okay.
Rapping right
Okay.
now is the least because when I meet people, I don't say I'm a rapper. It's like it's rare. It's been a couple few people. This is when I knew I was kind of like some because I'm so used to people knowing me, stopping everywhere I go. Oh, you do tattoos? You tattoo man? But it was a little kid, and was like, fuck, where was I at? Where was I at? I was walking down the street on my block. I was walking down the street with my son, and a little kid that was playing in the gate. He stopped. He ran to the gate and stopped and said, "Excuse me, are you a rapper?" And I was so lost. I'm like, "What the hell is this little
you
kid?"
you
Because
got
like,
you got that rapper look on you, man.
I'm like, what the hell? How do I didn't even know. I'm like, I told him I didn't really know what to say. I was like, shit. Sometimes, shit.
Like, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, I can't
a
even.
little bit.
Because I'm like, I don't know if he's asking me this off the fact that I look like this or that he didn't
To
see
see
me.
some shit on because these kids,
Like,
man, they YouTube crazy.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and it's not the first. Even when I first the street I just moved to, I was I'm not gonna lie. At certain kids, certain age, I'm scared of kids because kids will kill you. Like, I've been walking down the street like I'm like I gotta watch this little kid
Right,
because they ain't got shit to lose. Their kids. Like, what's gonna happen to them if they take my life? What they gonna go to a camp or something like
man.
They, they gonna happen to them. So I'm walking down my street and I was talking to one of the neighbors, like just talking to one of the people on the street. This little ass kid riding a bike. He kept looking at me. I'm trying to watch what I'm doing and still talk to him at the same time. He's like, what's up, K.Fllexxinn? I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, this nigga shit. This is a little ass kid.
On the real.
I'm like, this is a little ass kid. But I'm like, it started being cool to me. Like, even when I was just at the Slauson, I be at the Slauson a lot. And if I don't see somebody I know at the Slauson, somebody knows me there.
Right.
It's either
You
one
know,
way,
you know
one
that's
way
like
around.
the headquarters of LA. You know what I'm
in their
saying?
headquarters. Like the Slauson, that's my shit. Like if they was to take the Slauson, it's
Yeah,
like, bro, why did y'all take
that would
Crenshaw Mall?
not
Like
take the
they can
Crenshaw
leave the
Mall
Slauson and
and
take
leave
Crenshaw
Chris.
Mall.
I mean, yeah,
They can take the
and
Crenshaw Mall.
leave the Slauson.
People want to keep the Crenshaw Mall because it's the Crenshaw Mall. The Crenshaw district in general is just like a
I
that's as
mean, but
black as it's gonna get for the rest
who
of
really
LA.
shops there today? You know what I
That's what I'm
mean?
saying. Like nobody wants it to be there for the sake of it being to shop at. Like they just want it to be there
Yeah,
because it's a
it's just a
landmark. And
landmark,
if they was to take the Slauson, it's like why? Like that's everything in one. Like it's
right?
everything you need. I'm real basic. I'm real Pro 5 t-shirt, basketball shorts. That's how I dress every day. I've been dressing like that since high school. So all it takes is some simple shit for me. That's right around the corner from my house. I'm like, if they was to take that, then I don't know what. I went to the Slauson recently. And the nigga was stopped me. He was like, "Oh, you K.Fllexxinn, right? Usually people know me for tattoos." He was like, "Yeah, I fuck with your music." He didn't say I fuck with your tattoos. He said I fuck with your music. I looked at him. I'm like, "That's new. You know, it's not too many
Right.
people that stop me and say that." So I'm like, "Well, the shit's been getting to somewhere because I'm not really trying to blow up off a rap. I'm not really trying to be a rapper. I enjoy doing the shit, and if people enjoy it, then fuck it. You know, give
But
them
you
what
know
they
what's
want."
crazy though, Flex, and the fact that you don't, it be the ones that don't care for it like that. You are very skilled in that capacity. Again, it's niggas that's trying to get the bag off of it. It's niggas that's trying to make a career out of it and don't got the level of skill that you have. You feel what I'm saying? So the fact that you have the level of skill that you have and you doing it in the support of your cousin, which is extremely like I said, dope, super dope to me. You feel what I'm saying? You be the one that blow up fast, like just because you didn't try to. I tell artists this all the time. I ask artists this: are you trying to be a real artist or are you trying to be a scam artist? Right? Because a lot of artists is out here, they want to make a fortune off of this, they want to make a life off of this, but they don't want to invest in themselves with it. They don't want to, sacrifice the way they supposed to sacrifice for it. And I ain't talking about like in no Illuminati kind of way. You know how you gotta be careful on the internet. You know what I mean? But like you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like the time, the effort that it takes and stuff like that. Cause like even with you being a father now, right? You becoming a father, and I love the way you're being a father, man. I'm moved by you. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, man, I gotta talk to this kid. You feel what I'm saying? Because the way that you're putting yourself out there, I'll be definitely okay. Cause I'm very particular with what my son look up to. You know what I'm saying? So if my son ever came to me like, hey dad, this dude K.Fllexxinn, I would be super comfortable with it if he'd have pointed me out to you, like, oh yeah, I could deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you showing the lifestyle of an LA native without being destructive.
Yeah.
Right? Because they think we're nothing but destructive. And it's like, bro, that's farther from the truth than everything. Like, bro, we're not just that dangerous. I mean, it's dangerous, don't get me wrong, but like, bro, we got some good people that's in South Central LA, that's in the inner cities and stuff like that, that's doing great things. And again, I'm extremely proud of the young black men today, especially in the LA area, because y'all going to school, y'all graduating, y'all putting on. I mean, I'm loving the way y'all going to prom, y'all pulling them foreigns out. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like they did that shit the right way. You feel me? Because when I was growing up, and I understand that you felt the way you felt, which is crazy. I want to, know more about that. The fact that you felt you had a baby because you felt lifespan would be short for you. I know the city can make you feel like that. You dig what I'm saying? The way it's ran and shit and the bullshit politics that goes on. Because I used to feel like that. When I got to 25, I said, God damn, nigga, I'm still living. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I got to do something with my life if I'm going to be alive, nigga.
Boosie said, if you make it to see 25, nigga, you an OG.
You're OG. You feel what I'm saying? And that was, he said that years ago. You dig what I'm saying? So the fact that he said that, I was like, bro.
Impact, music has such a strong impact. You'll hear a song and you being you and growing up as you grow, you would think you're the first person to do some shit.
Right.
Everything is the same cycle. We talk about the same shit from the 70s up to now. They just had a smoother way to talk about fucking. They just had a smoother way.
Way smoother,
way
same shit.
With the shit. Everything is the same shit. Like everything we talk about from the shit that the niggas rap about lean. The niggas was rapping about lean in Texas, and niggas was doing all the shit. Like it's just how it's delivered.
They put it in a better way because you can go way back into the oldies. They was talking about drugs back then. You know what I'm saying? And then
I'm telling you,
look, you can come to the one in my generation. I got 5 on what I told you talking about.
People was been doing all the same shit.
Been doing all the same shit, man.
All the same shit. Like,
so yeah, being a father, right? You know what I'm saying? And again, I love the way you do that, man. Being a father, has that changed your outlook on how you approach a lot of things in the world? Because again, perception can be very dangerous, especially when you're dealing with people that have a low performance of no, let me not say it like that. When you're dealing with a low vibrational community, I'm gonna just say it in that capacity, right? When you're dealing with low vibrational people and living in a low vibe, because LA can be low vibrational. I don't give a damn. I'm from here, born here, raised here. You know what I mean? It's low vibrational. I find a lot of joy when I deal with my out of town friends. I'm gonna keep it real. But when you now that you have a son, did he like make you want to change your approach to certain things, like the way you do things and the things that because he's gonna look up to you, and the
Yeah.
internet is forever, right? So did that like how did it make you shift as a man when you became a father?
Honestly, my son just turned 2 in November, and it's still new to me that I'm a parent. Like the fact, like the homie was like, "Damn, you got a 2-year-old." I said, "Nigga, I got a kid. Fuck a 2-year-old. I have a kid." I said, because one thing I used to like, I always been a ladies' man. I always talk to different people. I always talk to a lot of people. And I used to always wonder since I was young, since middle school. I'm like, all these people talk to. I wonder who I'm going to have a kid with. Or it's still new to me that I had a kid. So it was like, I knew at the time, I knew I was ready for it. I knew I was ready. I knew not even just like, oh, I feel like I love you so much and we're doing this together because, we're not together, but I felt like I was ready because I know I've always been responsible and I know how short lifespan is. Like watching everybody around you hang out with or just new die, it's like, it's that short. And it's either like, man, they don't have a dad now or man, you never got a chance to have a kid. It's literally one or the other. That's how it works. So it's like, it didn't, I'm not the type that felt like, everybody says I want to give my son better than what I had. And I'm not going to say like my life was bad. My dad didn't do everything he could. My mom didn't do everything she could. At the end of the day, people get to an age where they get ignorant, feeling like their parent owes them something. Like, that like nobody owes you anything. You still are responsible for being your own person outside of anything else. Because God forbid, when they go, what are you going to do?
Yeah, no,
Or
that's a fact.
are you just gonna be ignorant and destructive and blame it on the fact that your parent is not here no more? Or are you gonna be a sponge and soak in shit so you can apply shit for yourself? Like it wows me all the shit I know how to do and do on my own at my age. I'm like, it's people way older than me not even trying to do shit at all. So the fact that I stress about the shit and like damn, like this was like being an adult. But my son, it's like I never one thing I want with him growing up, I don't want him to feel like I'm too persuasive over his decisions. Some people pray for their son because I prayed for a son. Some people pray for a son and be like, nah, I'm putting you in football, I'm putting you in this. He can do whatever he want to do, he can be whatever he want to be. I'm gonna tell him as much as I can. I'm not gonna let him just get away with anything, but he's gonna know, like, my dad supports me because, like I don't get to. I'm not talking to my dad at the moment, but my dad is real cool. Me and him is real cool, but it's like I never had that support with him with the tattoo stuff like that because my dad didn't want me having tattoos at all. Being younger, he
Right,
didn't
right,
want me
right.
tattoos, so he didn't want me to have it. When we was younger, he would be mad at my mom when we got our ears pierced. Like my dad was a hypocrite about a lot of stuff. It took him up to he's 45 now to have got his first tattoo, which was last year. After he told me for years, he was like, I want to like he was telling like he went from not wanting a tattoo at all and mad like when I first got tattoos I was getting shit on my chest and like on my higher on my shoulder because I'm like I want my dad to see I have a tattoo. It's like I don't live with him so I ain't gotta worry about him seeing me, but I'll never forget. I got my first tattoo March 24th 2018
Right,
2018.
right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, 28. Yeah.
yeah, that was 2018. That's when I was going to Crenshaw. Yeah, I got my first tattoo on my chest. I got EST 2001. And I got it on my chest, not because I wanted it on my chest, but I'm like, I don't want my dad to know I got tattoos. My dad got married 2018 in the summer, and I remember we had to go get fitted for suits. I'm like, I hope they don't make me take my shirt off. I hope they don't make me take my shirt off. All they ended up doing was just putting the little measurement tape around me. But even when we had went to the pool or something before with my grandpa that was out here from my dad's side, I'm keeping my shirt on. Like I didn't want him to know I had tattoos, so I already had a couple tattoos, and I said something to him regarding wanting tattoos to see what he would say. He still wasn't fucking with it, and then I just had to say like one day like he was gonna have to know. I had a couple tattoos, and he wasn't really fucking with it, but he was like, just don't get nothing on your neck and stuff like that. He ended up seeing me one time going to my grandma's house. I had some stuff behind my ear, some tattoos behind my ear. He's like, I didn't want you getting them right there. But I say February 2021, I got a tattoo on the side of my head. I got the tattoo gun that's like sit behind my ear and kind of touch my face a little bit. He was hot. Oh, you just think you're grown and this and that, and your mama just blah 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 blah. I'm like, I am grown,
Oh yeah.
and I do
Right,
tattoos
right.
now because once I start doing tattoos, I'm like, he can't tell me nothing now. Like, there's no way I'm gonna be an
That
artist that
doesn't
doesn't have art on
right.
me.
It's
Like, there's
hard
no
to
way.
fight that. You know what I mean? Because
So he slowly had to learn to accept it. He wasn't never really big on support. Like, oh, like he's never been real big with social media and interacting on Instagram. So like I'll show him certain stuff. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Or my dad was the type like he's the type to find something to say about whatever. Like I can be on the phone with him like because my dad he always tried to be real protective of me from a distance. But as I got older, I start seeing through and a lot of shit he was saying. I'm like, you're gonna have something to say about everything. Like I'll tell him like, oh yeah, I just went to school and went to the park and some. He'll not hear nothing I said and be like, oh yeah, I don't want you at that park because so and so be going on. I'm in LA and you're way in Long Beach. Why are you trying to tell me about the politics I know is going on?
Yeah.
So my dad
Right.
he was just always one of those like that. So it took him a while to accept it. And then he finally got his first tattoo some months ago. He got
Now, look,
our
now
initials,
the conversation got to
KI.
be done. Like, man, you have one.
I'm like, you did all that just to,
Just to get
fuck?
one.
Yeah, you did all of that.
Nah, I can get it. I dig it,
So I'm like,
man. So
yep.
look, what I want to do, man, I want to open up the floor to a few of the people and stuff like that. And I appreciate everybody popping in to come support Flex, man, and stuff like that is very appreciated. You know what I'm saying? But I want to go ahead and open up the floor to some of the people, let them ask you some questions and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, because I know you got to get back to work and stuff as well, man. And we got to, you know what I'm saying, get to work as well, man. But we got my man DJ 808. You dig what I'm saying? And the kidnap, man, going to holler at K.Fllexxinn one time, bro.
Hey, K.Fllexxinn, man. Hey, it's nice to hear a piece of your story, man, and
Thank you,
your
man.
journey for
Thank you.
sure. But I'm gonna ask you this question because I wish somebody had asked me this question when I was your age, man. But where do you see yourself 10 years from now? And again, I asked that because I wish somebody had asked me that. That would have helped me home in on my skills way earlier.
10 years. That is a long time. Honestly, 10 years is a long ass time. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna just be real with y'all. Like every day I'm real positive and real, but I think real life because for so many years I had a problem accepting reality for what shit really is and how inevitable shit is. I pray to be alive in 2 years. I pray to be alive in 2 years. I pray to stay alive this year. So for one, I just hope I'm present for the 10 years. I hope my business is way more expanded and shit. With even within the 2 years, I don't want to be just the person that's doing tattoos. I want to be one, so I want to be able to be international. Cause I haven't did too much traveling in my life. Yeah, man. I just went to Vegas for the first time ever last year, and I'm like, I want to be able to be in New York. Like, oh, we got an artist here for some coming from. I want to be, like global, like these rap niggas. But with this tattoo shit, like, I want to be able to be everywhere and known, like, not even just a celebrity artist. I just want to be bigger than what I am now. I want my child to be very developed because he's developed young. I want him to be developed young as hell. I want him to be driving 10 years from now. I want him to know how to do certain shit. So I just want 10 years. I just want my closest people. I pray a lot of people you're gonna lose within 10 years, but I pray that they are just still here. I pray everybody around me that I'm watching grow from ground up has their platform. Like to me, I'm a person that's a giver before take. I mean, yeah, giving before take. So it means for me to have for everybody to have their shit going around me for me to know I did something. Because a lot of niggas like they have their story, they have their upbringing, they have their trauma, and they get up to somewhere, but it's like you get too high to a point. It's like you don't even have nobody. So I want everybody around me to all have everything they're saying right now. Because I'm like even the little things I talk about, like even it still shocks me that I cut hair now. Like I'm like, for me saying that 5 years old, being young, drawing pictures of me cutting people hair to even doing something so simple as that. And it's not, anybody can pick up something, but I just want to be able to have me and everybody else around just really, doing everything they said they're going to do.
I think that's extremely admirable, bro. Like you have given, and you know what's crazy, 808? I was gonna ask him that question, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, I
Yeah.
want to lead this to somebody in the audience because I knew somebody was gonna ask him that. But that was the best response that I've heard to that question. And that's a realistic answer. You dig what I'm saying? Just really just, first let's just be alive. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, first, like, you know what I'm saying? And because I think it's like that same feeling I got, Flex, like if I'm alive, I'm gonna get to the bag. That's
Yeah,
just
that's what I'm saying.
regardless.
Like
Like,
I'm not gonna be present and allow myself to. I tell people like I can't think like. Don't get me wrong. I always have popping ass clientele. Shit get real life. Shit get slow. Whether it's for me or for a big name artist, I knew shit was getting slow and shit was real. Once I seen the people that had everything figured out have to still
had to
figure it
still
out. So I'm
figure
like,
it out.
okay,
Yep.
as long as I'm breathing, I'm gonna figure something out.
Hmm.
I have to figure something out because it's been days I made $800. It's been days I made $80. It's been days I made nothing.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
I had, as I got older, like I had to start realizing, like you need money to survive, but it ain't everything. Like your conscious is everything. Because if you're not conscious and your mental not right, you're not gonna crave it the same. Like I've been having a good ass day. That's why I'm talking. So I talk like this on the regular, but I've been having a good ass day already. So it's just like it's flowing more, and I ain't made a dime today, and I'm okay with that because I'm not even really a church person like that. I went to church a couple weeks ago, and I heard her say like God might not always be on your time, but He's always on time. So
Always on time.
I literally I've been in this apartment for about 2 months. I just had the flu like last month or like no around the time I got the flu on Thanksgiving. And I was in here for days, couldn't make no money, couldn't do nothing for over a week, and I couldn't see my son and everything. I was just in here in my head, just like, man, I'm at my mom's house now. It's real life. Like, I have to figure something out. Like, I was just trying to do. I'm like, I can't make no money for myself. I can't do nothing. My rent is $1,800. I got $300 to my name, and I can't make nothing. I had 3 days to make my rent and made that other 1,500 after it being slow somehow and did all that off the strength that I did not have. So it's like I know I'm gonna figure it out. And like she said, it might not be on my time. I've wanted my money way before, but it happened on time. I was able to get done what I had to do. So it's like, yeah, I don't be real. I just been getting older and realizing shit for what it is. Like I wouldn't say I'm real spiritual, but like I feel like I got some type of superpower, something like I swear to God, we can be talking about something right now. At the next hour, like the same thing I was talking about, it would just be brought up. Like I have those moments all day. I'm like,
Right, right,
instead of
right.
thinking of this, like, my auntie told me it's like all of our mind is like in a cloud. We all think the same shit. And God brings intercessors in your life, somebody that's gonna somehow relate to you or understand. So it's like me and you have never spoke before. Never. And the fact that you was like, I can tell you're intelligent, I can tell you this, I'm like, I'll be thinking like, what vibe do I give off to people that makes me so approachable? I feel like there's something about me that I just can't see, As cool as I know
Yeah,
I
I
am,
mean,
like,
it's with me being the type of person that I am, but it should be very clear for everybody else to see as well.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I just definitely, I'm a behavior analyst. You know what I'm saying? So again, I didn't. It's a lot more that I could have talked to you about, but we got schedules and stuff to keep. So we'll definitely be doing
Yeah.
a part two, man. As you progress as well. But you know what I mean? I could just tell. You know what I mean? Like how my lady friend DJ Jenny said, you pick good guests, and I appreciate that, DJ Jenny, because I'm very particular on who I talk to. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to
Yeah.
just talk to anybody. I don't do this just because we
Yeah.
got lips. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It's really specific people that I'm like, the world needs to know their story. And once we get this story done and put it into the universe, you know what I'm saying, for these other platforms and stuff, it gives the whole world access to it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So you never know where it's gonna go. But I definitely want to know your story personally, and allowing you to get it out there, man. So again, I think it's extremely admirable the way you handled everything. I want to go ahead and move around. We got your mom Dukes in the building. Her name is Barbie Nikki. I don't know, but she probably don't know how to use. You know how to use the mic, Mom Dukes? You gotta hit the right bottom side of the screen, the right bottom side. She like, that's my baby.
I'm over here like, no, I don't.
What's going on with you,
I've
Mom
been
Dukes?
smiling this whole interview. Like, yes, other people are seeing what I've been seeing in him at a very young age. He has
Yeah.
been very responsible, very reliable, and very talented for a long time.
Right, right,
So,
right. And I know it gotta make you
and as
proud.
far as him talking about trash tattoos, ain't none of them trash.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, I know the truth, Mom Dukes. Yeah, I said.
I think the first one he did on me was it the Barbie tattoo, Kevin?
Nah.
What was the first one you did on me?
Was it the bow? Was it the bow
Oh,
or?
it was the Barbie. Anyway, I have so many
Oh,
tattoos
it was. It was.
that he has done. Unlike his daddy, I like tattoos, piercings, and all stuff like that. Yeah, I wouldn't call none of them trash. He just was starting off.
Right, right. That's why I would put it. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's extremely dope being his mom that you was, trusting him to be the you was his canvas. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get your practice on. They for
Yeah,
free. You know what I'm saying? But
guy,
no, that's extremely dope. Yeah.
tattoo artist had once he told the guy he wanted to be a tattoo artist. He told him to get a bunch of bananas. And when I say I woke up the next day and them bananas had so many damn tattoos on it, I was like, next day, I was like, ready. I'm like, he's like, I'm ready. And he's been going at
No, that's what's up. That's what's up on the real. And again, I appreciate you just popping in, man. Support, I tell people all the time, man. Support don't cost a thing, but it's everything to a person when they get it, man, especially from the people that it's supposed to come from. So again, Mom Dukes, I appreciate you popping in here today, man. And we had a
no
great
problem.
time with your
I
son.
story the other day, and when he went to the grocery store for me today, I said, "Don't you supposed to do some type of interview
Look
today?"
at that. Mom
And
Dukes keeping him ready.
Uh-huh. So I was like,
I had just dropped the groceries off over there. I'm like, I'm gonna be at the house. I was already down the
yeah.
street. I had an alarm set for like 4:40. I'm like, just in case I forget, I'll be moving around and be forgetting.
No,
So I had his story again to click the link. Then I seen I had to download the thing and all of that. So I was like, dang, I probably done missed it, but I happened to still catch it. So I was happy.
no, that's for sure. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. We got my girl DJ Jenny. What's going on, loved one? You there with me?
Yes, I'm here. First up, I just gotta say it's been so refreshing to listen to you, being so young, speak so eloquently and with such confidence about your life. So shout out to you and shout out to moms in the building for raising such an admirable son. I have to say that. My question to you though, is being so multi-talented and also being a father, how do you stay grounded? Mental health is a big thing amongst creatives, and you touched upon this a little bit, but how do you keep your mentals intact? What are some of the things that you do to stay grounded?
Honestly, my mind all throughout the day is everywhere. I think about everything all day. I think about and so many things that I get so scared because since a young age, I talked about so many things, good and bad, that happened that I was already having had a feeling of. So me knowing that my mind predicts a lot of things. I sometimes I be feeling like that's so Raven. Like man, I just spoke this into the future. But I'm like me know my mind be everywhere. Like I see I have to see the good things around me. Like music levels me. I'm real into music. Music levels me, and just making money levels me. But I like to make sure my mental is right because I never want to be at a point because there's been times I've been tattooing and got some bad news or arguing with your girlfriend or so much happens. It's like me having to realize who I am and how far things go. Like, I always been real calm, so I noticed like the more composure you have, the more hope you have for certain things. So it's like me having a baby and having all this. I didn't did the whole baby mama drama, getting into it, girlfriend not liking the baby mama or baby mama not liking the baby running girlfriend. I didn't went through it all, so it's like me seeing the bigger picture at the end and how I always keep things in order and the support I have around me. Like I'm not always right there with the baby. Or it's been times I had the baby with me while I'm tattooing, and he's getting older, so I can't just sit him in the car seat and give him a bottle and put on Elmo. He want to move around and do stuff now, so it's like I just always try to like have everything levels. Like I got my mom's support, I got my god brother Marcel. Like everybody helps out, and people love my son. Sometimes I feel like they love him more than they love me, and I like that. Like, because they'll call me, I'll get a call from somebody like, "Oh, where the baby? I don't want to talk to you." I'm like, "Oh well," but the fact that they see so much of him, and as he gets older and I'm interacting with him, I'm starting to see like he's too chill. I know you're a baby, but like I'm an Aries, he's Sagittarius, and people say that go together. So I'm like, he's just too chill, and I'm seeing like a lot of people are seeing what they seen in me and him young. So me knowing that I have a son that's so admired, like I was telling the homies the other day, I'm like, y'all, I'm like, God forbid, but I feel something bad happen to me soon. I don't like feeling like that, but it's been too much stuff happening close. I'm like, I don't care about nothing with me. Just make sure my mom is good and make sure he's good. So as long as that's what I said, my mental space, the way it works, as long as everybody I love is around me is good. Like I'm the type of person that's like, I'm like, you good? You need anything? You need this? Like anything, I'll drop anything for a person I really care about. So it's like as long as everybody around me is good, it makes my mental space better. If everything around me ain't going right and it's not going right for me, I gotta figure them out and then come back and figure me out and then still be good after that. So it's like I just always look at the bigger picture.
right. And see, I want to share this with you too, though, Caleb. Right? Because it's like I can understand exactly where you're coming from and the fact that you're so open with expressing it. Because I used to think like that when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Just I can. Is it? I used to have this feeling, bro. When shit was going too good for me, it'd give me anxiety. I thought
Oh
something bad was
God,
gonna
I
happen
say that
because
every
everything
day.
is going good, right? But don't. And I'm just telling you, as an older man, don't give in to that anxiety because it's the environment that we come from in LA that makes it feel like that, because it
Uh
kind of
huh.
seemed like that it be happening like, damn, shit be going so good and this bullshit happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can understand and relate to why you feel like that. It's a I wouldn't say an imbalance, like as if we have a disorder, but it's like in a sense you're dealing with a form of PTSD, right? So just have faith and be intentional, waking up every day and only speak life over yourself. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Always be on your P's and Q's because of where we come from, but only try to train your mind to only think life. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to be the same exact way, bro. Like it almost sounds like I'm hearing myself in my younger days hearing you say that. You know what I'm saying? Because I identified with it the exact same way. You feel what I'm saying? But now that I'm 37, I'm still like, damn, nigga, I'm 37. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Man.
thinking like, nigga, shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, my kids, I got a grown son, I got a 16-year-old daughter, and I got Irish twins. You feel what I'm saying? So they be like the same age at the same time, but you know, born different days or whatever. And it's like I'm here, and now I'm just intentional with being up every day and just thanking God. You know what, God, I'm here. Thank you for waking me up. And that's it. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not thinking like, you know, none of the negatives or nothing like that, but I do understand why you feel like that. So just try to train your mind to just like, nah, we here and we gonna be here.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, when I see the little stuff around me, like even stuff like this, hearing stuff like this, it's like, damn, I was already having a good day. Now somebody just gave me another reason to have a good day. Like, damn, somebody sees something in you that you don't see. Like, you be around people every day that don't acknowledge you, anything you do. And it's people that you've never met before that do the most and tell you the most about yourself. That's like, that's why I tell people, like, some people need to hear that. Sometimes that'll keep somebody going. A lot of people be around people. I be around people all the time. I don't always hear the certain stuff. Like, I got my friends, we have talks like this every day. Like, every day. And every day I talk to them, I'm like, I pray just all of us is here at the end of this, like, you know. And
Right,
I
right,
have to
right.
live with. That's like realistically, it's like when it boils down to it, I'm like, damn, it's like one day you have to go, you have to,
Yeah, one
like,
day it's inevitable.
I, it's inevitable. Like,
Yeah,
I'm like, damn, it's either my mom gonna see me or I'm gonna see her, but it just has to happen, you know.
yeah,
God forbid it has to happen. So it's like, you know, a lot of people be like, oh, I never want to die and this and that, but I'm like, think about how miserable it is meeting all these cool people and watching all of them
yeah.
go, and you don't. That's why I'm like, I just hope it get to a point to where it's like I'm not a real firm believer in heaven and hell. I just when I go, I just want to know like I had some sort of impact, or like I'm like if I'm not here to raise my son, I want him to know like, damn, your dad was doing this, like your dad was doing this, your dad really fuck with you, like your dad was really doing this, like you might not be here seeing me, like take that on, like I'm like take him as if he was your own, you know, just
Right,
because
right,
we
right.
got somewhere. I'm like I love his mom to death, but he ain't gonna make it far if it's just her and him. I'm like, I need him to have all the knowledge from the people around me that's around to really tell him, like, reiterate it as if this, you
Right,
know?
right, right. But and I like I said again, I understand completely. But we're gonna speak life. You're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
here. You're gonna raise him. You're gonna watch him become great. You're gonna watch all those things happen. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? It's called the laws of human nature. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand and speak life into yourself because the tongue is very powerful. You know what I'm saying? So it's also and it also comes with your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, if inevitables happen, it happen, whatever, but you're gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? And we're just gonna leave it at that. Look, man, I got my Birdhouse family in the building. I know we gotta, you know, we pressed with time, but I've been enjoying K.Fllexxinn to the maximum. You know what I'm saying? But if any of my family from the Birdhouse got any questions, man, I ain't even gonna go down the order and stuff like that. Y'all could just go ahead and get y'all questions off, man, and we're gonna go ahead and wiggle, man. If y'all got any questions for him.
I
Flex, I
got one
appreciate you.
question.
Okay, go ahead.
One
Go ahead, Chili
question,
Chill.
real
You got it.
quick.
You got it.
All I want to know is, um, the homie. See, I ain't going front. I've been had a lot going on in the background, but can he send me some music to Birdhouse Chilling without the G at gmail.com. Again, Birdhouse
Birdhouse chilling without the
Chilling
G.
without the G at gmail.com.
I got you.
Keep doing your thing, homie.
You got some new shit too. I got you.
I appreciate you. That is Chili Chilled on the Grill. And that's my Birdhouse family again, man. But again, K.Fllexxinn, I appreciate you, man. You could have been doing anything else in the
Man,
world, but you came and hung out with us for today and, you know, gave us your story and stuff like that, man. I appreciate all the things that you're putting into the world. You know what I'm saying? I want you to know that because you're being great model. I'm not gonna say a role model because when you play a role, that means you're acting, right? You're a real model, you know what I'm saying, of what young black men are today in black excellence. You feel what I'm saying? So I want to take my hat off to you, you know what I'm saying, and tell you that I appreciate you for doing what you're doing out here in society and being that vessel for the youth to look at and, you know, grow up and follow in positive and healthy footsteps, man. But again, y'all, that is K.Fllexxinn, and y'all can make sure y'all follow him on Instagram at K.Flle. No. Yup. EXXINN. Did I get it right?
yep, double consonants.
Come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got to get married, but I'm like, no, yours is easier than, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, make sure y'all follow him on the gram. Make sure y'all tap in with him. If y'all ever in the LA area, make sure y'all get them good tattoos, them good haircuts, man. You know, the holidays be coming and stuff like that. But once again, that is my boy K.Fllexxinn in the
Appreciate y'all.
building. You know what I'm saying?
Thank y'all for giving me, you know, a platform to just speak. You know, I've been waiting. Like, I never been the no jumper type of nigga because I'm like, what are they gonna ask me about, right? What messy ass questions is Adam gonna ask me? But I'm like, just the fact that I always wanted to have like a chance for people to hear me and hear who I am versus what they see.
Right, right.
Because a lot of people from the outside looking in, it won't even think this far into my life or think this far into like this shit. Because like I don't never get on a platform or get on anything to sound smart. Every word I'm saying is how I talk, what I do. I don't try to make nothing sound good. I give it to you as raw as possible. Is anything that just goes on. It's just from my whole thought process to some of the shit I said on here. I haven't expressed to a lot of people, so not everybody's gonna understand it. So just the fact that you understand and kind of took bits and pieces of. You went far back. You said from the moment I was dancing when I graduated. So
Come
you
on,
went far
man.
back. So I'm like,
Yeah,
the
I'm
fact that
watching, man.
people pay close attention, it's like that. You do your job well because it's like anybody can just sit here and like, okay, anybody can just have a narrow ass answer, a narrow ass mind. The fact that two people get to able to relate and just able, it mean a
Nah,
lot.
I appreciate you,
I get to
man.
be able to smile on his face, like, damn, I probably am kind of cool. I am.
No, you're
I
definitely
am kind of cool.
a great person, bro. I will say that off the muscle. Again, you inspired me, and it's not easy to inspire me because I am a creator as well, and I'm extremely talented in everything that I do. So to meet another person like that come from where I come from and from different generation, the younger generation, it put a smile on my face. I can say that I'm proud to have spoken with you today. I'm sure the room enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So again, once again, y'all, that was K.Fllexxinn. Make sure y'all keep tuned in with them. Every week, y'all can catch us here at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, y'all, that was K.Fllexxinn, man. Make sure y'all tap in. DJ 808, get us up out of here, bro.
Hey, it's been another great one. Hey, at the Cash Out podcast, man. Hey, K.Fllexxinn. Hey, this has been another great one, man. In the books.
Thank you. Gotta play some of that shit, then get up out of here.
Look, coach put me in, let me play ball. I need to bust his play before the day fall. Grinding all weekend, got a day off. I'm the last one standing like an 8-ball. Coach put me in, let me play ball. I need to bust his play before the day fall. Grinding all weekend, got a day off. I'm the last one standing like an 8-ball. Been sitting out all week, man, I miss the field. When you down on your last, that's when shit get real. I can't sit on my ass trying to get rich for real. Either I go do some tests or I get a deal. Baby on the way, so I'm scraping change. I put a hoe up on a blade before I take a chain. Ringing bells around the city, so they hate the name. Keep a dangerous fitted cap, but I don't claim a gang. Fresh ball fade with a gang of chains. Whip tinted all around, got me scraping paint. It get tricky in the crowd with a gang of lames. They only with you cause you shining, but they hate your fame. And baby steady calling me like K.Fllexxinn. I be playing with her mind like I'm David Blaine. Don't be out here blowing bags, I play the saving game. Don't be trying to move too fast, I play the waiting game. Coach put me in, let me play ball. I need to bust his play before the day fall. Grinding all weekend, got a day off. I'm the last one standing like an 8-ball. Coach put me in, let me play ball. I need to bust his play before the day fall. Grinding all weekend, got a day off. I'm the last one standing like an 8-ball.
Look, I'm the last man standing like an 8-ball. Cause everybody change it, but a matey finna take off. I be in every hood, but I don't never take my chain off. Long days up in that field, I can't afford to take no days off. Pops always told me hard work always pays off. I got these niggas mad like the rep just made a late call. All you fake flexes, man, I swear I fucking hate y'all getting paid for making hits. And I ain't talking about no baseball. And matey K.Fllexxinn like Biggie and Pop. He got the rollie on his neck, I got that shit on my watch. We ringing bells in the city, that's why these niggas is hot. And when it comes to the money, yeah, we getting a lot. And matey K.Fllexxinn like Biggie and Pop. He got the rollie on his neck, I got that shit on my watch. We ringing bells in the city, that's why these niggas is hot. And when it comes to the money, yeah, we getting a lot. Gang.
Coach put me in, let me play ball. I need to bust his play before the day fall. Grinding all weekend, got a day off. I'm the last one standing like an 8-ball. Coach put me in, let me play ball. I need to bust his play before the day fall. Grinding all weekend, got a day off. I'm the last one standing like an 8-ball.